Now, Aaron, it's going to get crazy, mate. We are going to the next level here because we're going to throw in offset. With offset, we need a reference, rows, cols, then height and width. So we've got a reference point with Excel. So with offset, offset needs an anchor point. So we're going to start somewhere. Yeah, we're going to start from one cell, and then we're going to move away from that cell by a number of rows and a number of columns. And then offset is going to return the value of the cell it gets to. So I'm going to start from this cell, which is I10. I'm going to move one row down and one column across. And then I'm going to test my colleague, Aaron, and see if he knows what value this formula will return. What do you think, Aaron?
So it's going to be 9.
Yep. And why is that?
Because we referencing the cell the I10, which is number 3. The first number is the vertical sense, it's dropping down 1. And then the second number is how many columns to the right is it going to go.
Love it. Love it. And we do have 9 there. We could prove that by changing this value. Let's change it to 5. And we can see the value changing there. And we're talking about the rows and the columns. So the first 3 components of the formula we've covered. But there's these two dark horses at the end of the formula: height and width. What? So as I said, Aaron, we're going deep here. It's like the Matrix. We're going to the next dimension here. So with offset, you can actually specify the height and the width of the range it looks at. So our sum formula, we set that up. So we're going to embed offset in sum. We're going to sum up a range of cells here. So we're going to start with our reference. Now for rows and columns, we're going to set this both to 0. That's because we don't want to move away from this reference point. We want offset to stay at that anchor point. So our range is going to start at I10, comma again. Now Excel is asking for the height of the range. So remember, offset, we can look at a single cell, we can look at a range of cells. So if we put 3 in here and then 1, we're saying to Excel, the range we want to look at is 3 rows high, 1 column in width. What value will this formula return?
So it's going 3 high.
Yep.
And 1 width.
Correct. Perfect.
So is it going to add 3, 6, and 6?
Yes. Top of the class. Zimmerman, get to the top of the class.
I promise you that was not even planned. So I just assumed because we've referenced I10, but we haven't referenced those first 2 rows and columns that we're going down and then across. So it's obviously going to stay the same. But then we've referenced that the height is 3. So I was trying to think I was going vertically height, but then it's the height of the name range, isn't it? So then it's just kind of coming down 3. And then we're not going any. So the cell 3, 6, and 6 is actually cell 1 in terms of width. So cell 2 would be to the next one, wouldn't it?
That's right. Yep. Let's just try another one. Let's go for 2, 2 now.
So that's going to sum 3 and 6, and then 9 and 5,
which makes 23, I think. And we did get 23 there. Final question, because what about this one?
So we're referencing I10 again. So we're going 1 down and then 1 across. So that's going to take us to cell number 6.
Yep.
So then that's going to go from there. We're going from 2 down. So it's going to sum 6, 2, 1, and 9.
Perfect. Very good. Which should give us 18, of course. Okay, and gives us 18. So great job.
I kind of feel like we're playing Sudoku.
Yeah. Well, it's the same kind of thing. You know, you've got a grid, and Excel programming is, to what extent can you manipulate this grid to get it working for you? And Brad,